reviewing to do with some more word problems. Remember that we have a test in about a week. I think next Thursday, but we don't have school we don't have school on Friday of this week. And well, we have school but not class. And we have no class next Wednesday. No, it's like after that. It's a couple times after that.
It's the SAT.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to get out our note sheets. We're going to turn to page 14. And we're going to skip down to question F. This is review. Find the final cost of a sweater that originally cost $52.50. It's 25% off and 7% tax. We talked about this yesterday. We're going to start with $52.50. And we're going to multiply it by two things. What are we going to multiply by if it's 25% discount off? 0.75. We lose 25. Now, what are we going to multiply by if we're adding on 7%? 1.07. So you would simply type that into your calculator. This is probably going to be a test question. You are all at some point in your life going to buy something on sale. You're going to pay tax. So 42.13. Julian? Now you're all going to go to a restaurant. Look at question G. At some point, you're all going to go. The food costs $23.12. But you're going to pay tax and you're going to pay a tip. So we got a tax and we got a tip. Now the tax is again 7%. So we're going to multiply by 1.07. The tip is 15% of the bill. They're going to add it right into your bill. So what are you going to multiply by to reflect a 15% add-on? 1.15. So your total bill is $28.45. Why was this number 0.75 and this number 1.15? What's the difference in what's happening there? One's taking away and one's adding on. Everybody good?
Yeah.
So let's just make sure. Suppose you walk in here tomorrow and I say get out a half sheet of paper. You're going to the store to buy your favorite teacher a new set of markers. The original price of the markers is $12, but they're on sale for 18% off. But we live in Indiana, so we pay a 7% tax. What will your final bill be? Do it real quick.
Phew.
How much are you going to invest? Well, we got wait for Jordan to get his calculator out. Oh, we're only gonna wait another second, buddy. Harrison, where's your calculator? You guys don't rely on everybody else. It's one of my pet peeves.
Okay.
What'd you come up with, Ash?
$10.52.
I would say 53 cents. So they're gonna charge you $10.53. Now, does anybody have a question about that? Because it could happen. You could walk in here tomorrow and I could ask you this question.
So when I did it, mine like added instead of like going down. It like
You say 12
yeah.
times 0.82 times 1.07.
Okay. Yeah, it's the 0.82.
That's your problem. It's an 18% discount, so we take off 18.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's like 100 minus.
That's exactly what it is.
If it adds on to that, you do 1.1.
Yep.
You do if you can.
Okay? Now I need you to look at H. These are mixture problems, and you probably remember these from freshman year. Here is the format I want you to use. Read the problem first of all so you get a gist of what's going on.
H.
Yeah,
No,
problem
we
H.
just did that. Yeah. No, we did.
No, we did like a
We just did an extra problem. So we're ready for H. H, we're talking about lemonade. So we got some weak lemonade and we got some stronger lemonade and we're gonna mix them together to make medium lemonade. Got it? When you do a problem like this, I want you to use the format amount times percent plus amount times percent equals amount times percent. So in other words, these are the two that you are mixing together, and this is the final product. Now, there are 6 quantities then in the problem. If you look at amount percent, amount percent, amount percent, there's 6 of them. You're always going to know 4 of the 6. So let's fill in what we know. We are mixing together what 2 kinds of lemonade? 12% and 18%. Oh, no. What are we mixing together? 12 and 20 to get 18. Everybody okay with where I put those numbers? Remember, these are the ones you are adding together, mixing together. Now, what's the one other thing we know? We have 18 gallons of 20%, so we're going to put that right there with the 20. That's the amount of the 20% that I have. Do I know this amount?
No.
So I shall call it X. Now I want you to think about this. This is not hard. Here is a big bucket. And I'm going to dump in X gallons and 18 gallons. How much is in my bucket? 18 plus X. If you dump in X gallons and 18 gallons, then the total amount you have is X plus 18. Right? X plus 18. So there's your equation. Now we're just going to solve it. So this is 0.12x. Then I'll take 18 times 0.2 on my calculator. And 0.18x, this is a distributive. Is that 3.64? 3.24. Everybody okay? So let's solve it like a regular equation. So let's see, I'll subtract 0.12. Oh, be careful here. What do I get when I take 0.18 minus 0.12? 0.06. Yeah. You might want to let your calculator help you with that because it's easy to make mistakes with these decimals. Now we'll subtract 3.24. And I'll divide. Six, is that what you said? Now, what was the question? How much 12% lemonade? So what's the answer to the question? 6 gallons. All right, let's look at I. I is exactly the same scenario, only now we're making sugar solution. So we're going to take amount times percent plus amount times percent equals amount times percent. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Here we go. 6 things that need filled in. So Zach Bond, what can I start filling in?
The 22%, 34%, and the 50%.
Yep. That is easy. And there's one more thing that's easy. I have 100 gallons. Where does that go? With the 50? Everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
Now again, do I know how much of this I have? No. I don't know how much of that I have. But I know that these two have to add up to 50, or 100, excuse me, have to add up to 100, right? Okay, so if this one's X, what would that one be? Now I can't call it X, because if I called it X, it would mean they had the same amount, and I don't know if they do or not, so I can't call it X. I could call it another variable. I really don't want to, but for a moment I will. I'll call it Y for just a minute. Just a minute. Not going to leave it that way. What do I know about X plus Y? That has to equal 100, right? So what does Y equal? 100 minus X. That's what's going to go in here. 100 minus X. Now before you get confused and start whining or panicking or whatever, I want you just to stop and think about it for a second. I got 2 solutions in my hands, and they have to add up to 100, okay? If I have 30 in this hand, how much would I have to have in this hand?
70.
How did you get that 70? You took 100 minus 30. So if I had X in this hand, you would take 100 minus X to get the amount that was in this hand. All right, let's solve it. So we have 0.22x plus 74 minus 0.74x equal to 50. Negative 0.52x equals negative 24. Double check my arithmetic. I got 46.2 Is this gallons again?
Yeah.
Anybody else get that answer? Double check it for me. I don't know if it's right or not. I think it is. Uh-huh.
After, right under why you feel that part, I don't know how you.
So I added these two together and got negative 0.52. Because 22 minus 74. And then I subtracted the 74 to the other side because I'm solving that equation.
You have to go back and go back.
Nope. The question said how much 22% solution, so X is the answer. Yeah. Now, if it said how much 74% solution, then I would have to plug that back in. All right, let's have you practice one of these. This would not be on tomorrow's quiz if we had a quiz, but let's practice one more. Over to the side or on another sheet of paper or something, let me give you one. How much, let's do one of my favorite things. How much 32% chocolate should be mixed with 8 pounds of 60% chocolate to get a 50% chocolate mixture? Okay, take a minute and see if you can set that up. Just take a minute and see if you can set that up. Remember, your foundation is amount times percent plus amount times percent equals amount times percent. Go ahead. Tonight's homework involves draft practice 2. I'm going to go ahead and hand out the answers to that so you can check that you worked tonight.
No, she gave us all.